Hello and welcome to Algebra 1, the second part of Chapter 11.2, and we're going to finish our discussion on rational expressions. So the question is, on our slightly more complex rational expression we're going to look at, we have m plus 3 over m minus 2. Does that simplify? And so you might be really tempted to say, okay, well the m's cross out, and we have negative 3 halves. So the question is that what we get? Well, since m can be anything, how about we make it something? So what if I said you have 5 plus 3 over 5 minus 2? Well, what is that? That's 8 over 3. Okay. So if I crossed out those 5's though, right, I would have negative 3 halves. So the question is, does 8/3 equal negative 3 halves? So hopefully you're saying no. And that's the answer to, can I cross out those m's? No. And in fact, this expression is already simplified. Okay? So what happens though? Oh, let's see here. Let's start with 4/6. Okay? So I could make this, we're going to do 2 here. I could make this 2 plus 2 over 2 plus 4. Okay, and so what we just talked about is, do those 2's cancel, which would give us 2/4, which would give us a half. Is that true? No, so I can't do that. So what happens if I do another route? What happens if I do 2 times 2 and 2 times 3? Okay, that still says 4/6. If I cross those 2's out now, I get 2/3. Does 4/6 equal 2/3? Yes. Okay, so here's the deal. Can only cancel out or cross out if multiplying. That's huge. If multiplying. And how do I write it as multiplication? Factor it. That is how you write anything and everything as multiplication. So let's look at an example. Alright, so what happens if we have 4x plus 16 over x squared minus 5x minus 36? At the moment, you can't cross out anything because I have addition and subtraction everywhere. So what we want to do is we want to factor the top, factor the bottom. So on the top, 2 terms. Remember, with 2 terms, you're either looking at a difference of squares or a greatest common factor. And we have a greatest common factor of 4. So we pull out a 4 and get an x plus 4. On the bottom, I need to factor this into 2 binomials. Okay, x and x at the beginning. We're looking for factors of negative 36 that are going to add to be negative 5. So 36 is 4 and 9, and if I think I make it a negative 9 and a positive 4, I would get my negative 5. Okay, so now I have multiplication. I'm going to circle things just so you see I have 4 times x plus 4, and I have x minus 9 times x plus 4. So everything is being multiplied. And what we talked about on the last slide is we can cross things out if we're multiplying. So x plus 4 on the top, x plus 4 on the bottom cancel. You then write what you have left. That's your answer. That is this first equation, or this first fraction here, simplified. So let's look at another one. X squared minus 2x minus 35 over x squared minus 9x plus 14. Okay, at the moment you cannot cross out anything because you don't have it all as multiplication. So I need to factor it. I know that's your favorite thing in the world. Alright, so x and x. factors of negative 35 that add to be negative 2. We're looking at 5 and 7, and I want a negative 5, positive 7. And I said that backwards, didn't I? A negative 7, positive 5. I wrote it right. Okay, on the bottom, we're looking for factors of 14 that add to be negative 9. And so we're going to do a negative 2 and a negative 7 to multiply to be a positive 14. And so once again, hopefully you see we have this binomial times this binomial, and this binomial times this binomial, and everything's included as multiplication. So we can cross out the things that are the same, and we get x plus 5 over x minus 2. All right, I want you to practice one, so let's get another one. All right, so I want you to practice z squared plus 10z plus 16 over z plus 2. So I want you to pause the video and take a minute and work this out. All right, so I got that the top was z plus 8 and z plus 2. That multiplies to be 16, adds to be 10. The bottom did not factor, okay, but still look, the top completely factored there. The bottom just has one thing, and as long as you cross out all of that one thing, you should have gotten z plus 8 as an answer. Okay, I'm going to give you a little assignment that is due the next class period. On page 586, I want you to practice numbers 4, 6, and 8, and please bring those to class with you. Make sure you show all your work, and if you have any questions, let me know. Have a great day.